and welcome back to Oakley Hour and day 8 of our hanging garden build. Yesterday we got quite a lot of plants done, so we got gonna need more glue in this one because it's popping out, but we did a birdhouse. Looks really cool. Love these little green ones. I think those look really awesome. They don't stand up, of course. This one doesn't anyway. And then we did lots for the plants. Did this little basket. I don't understand the principle of that pink flower at the back, which is meant to be a pink and a red one. Just put a bead on, made a couple of posters or pictures. What's upside down? And we did some bricks. No idea what they're for. Anyway, that is what we've done for today, so let's move ahead and see what we have in store for us on day 8. Alrighty, so I have high hopes we are going to get as far, I am really hoping, as far as getting to the frame by tomorrow. So we'll start the main build. So we have several of these. You need a pile of 3, you need a pile of 5, and you need a pile of 7. Not 100% sure what they are, so just make this one the 7, get that out of the way. Just dumping them on there, and then we'll line them up. I don't know what they are. They're not plant pots. We only have 2 plants maybe today. One of which I don't even understand why they left it to this stage really. It's exactly the same as half the others we've done. But it is what it is. So that's our 7. Let's get 5. And I would suggest you sand these down because we are going to be wrapping them. Just a little bit in here. Helps if I actually put the other one on top. It's visitor day around here today. Everyone's got visitors. So if you hear lots of noise, that's why. Hold on. That wasn't the neighbours, that was the dog. Oh, she was being nosy about something she can't touch. And she knocked it and it fell. And then it made a jump. Bless. And one more. That's our little 3. Okay. And then we will change glue. I did get 3 and 1 down, but I actually might use some tacky for this. Could probably also use wood glue. Tacky's a little cleaner. Okay, that's our 3. So let's get back to this one, and we are just wrapping it, and once we've wrapped it, then we are going to top it with a lid. So I will assume that it goes all the way over. Wow, that lid needs cleaning. There we go. Had half the green from yesterday on it. Okay, probably not half, but you know. Just roll it around. You could probably curl this before you do it as well to help, and it fits pretty much dead on, guys. So I know it seems more messy, but it's not so stringy, so overall it's cleaner and very easy to get off your hands. I mean, Beacon's 3 and 1's pretty easy to get off your hands as well, so don't get me wrong on that. And this one just goes on the top. Just some sort of decorative display. I'm guessing this is going to be like, maybe it's a rockery? I don't know. This one doesn't look overly straight, by the way. Glad we're doing it before it fully dries. And put this one around the 5. Exactly the same way. we'll just go to one side for drying. Let's not get ahead of myself. I was going to be like, I might as well put some on the top. No, I'm about to put my hands all over it. All I would end up doing is wearing it. Like I say, you could curl these beforehand. I have sanded them down. It will give you a better fit overall than if you do not. This one wants to move a lot more than the others. They're all the same. Okay, be on top. I've got some on there already for my hands. And that's that. And then we turn at the page and we will be on page 25. We have made a lot of small stuff. I am really looking forward to getting the build underway. Finishing with all the small stuff now, and I'm kind of done with it. Right, next up we are making a couple of things. My page doesn't want to stay open. And you can see we do have flowers, but it's really small in comparison to the other stuff we are doing. It's not this one that I was querying why we didn't do it first, by the way, it's another one. Alright, so we are doing like a watering can. I'm just going to get those out the way over here. So first things first, we double it like so. Now one of it has a picture on the side, the other's plain, and then we are going to roll it to go like this. First of all, I am going to tidy up this edge. If I can find my scissors and get some tweezers ready, because I'm sure we will need it. I think they want this glued actually as well. And again, I'm just going to use a bit tacky. I might not even use beacon today. I might be really that way. I mean, beacon does work better on paper than most glues. But I do want to tidy this up. And this is not the right piece anyway, so we will leave that to do its thing for a moment. This is the one we are going to use, which is here. You have to have done these little triangles at the top to put the bottom on, I think, and they want it folded inwards. Somebody's dog escaped. And just get these all going in. Like so. And then you could twirl this with a screwdriver if you want to make it have a little bit of a curl. It does have a line on here where you're going to want to stick. Like I say, I think I'm just going to keep to tacky. All these glue companies should pay me to promote them, I swear. I am not sure they do such things, especially for a small channel like mine. One day I won't be so small, right? We're growing all in the right directions. That's what we like to do. Hold this for a moment for the tacky to take. Maybe not with my hand there though. Right. While that is sitting, I think I'm going to wait a moment before I do that next part to do with this. Just turning these, making sure these are all in, because they are going to go on that circle. I think that's the right circle. Let's get that taken a little bit. It's not overly taken down here. Okay. Then this one we are folding in half, so similar to the other one I accidentally started. And probably will need trimming. So let's get that going. spready with my tacky there. And this is for the spout. So I'm going to get that to sit, and then we'll trim that. Then this is for the handle, and this folds in half. Really, we should score it, but let's see if I can do it okay. I think we'll be okay. Again, trying to get all these put together so that if they need trimming, it's not too wet with glue to do. And glue this. There is one piece to this model that we will do today that I'm just not looking forward to doing. It's to do with the light, but we're not actually putting any lights in. But it is to do with the light. I have a needle and thread and a needle threader for it. They provided the thread, so we don't need to worry about that. Again, this will end up needing trimming, so let's get that sitting there. And this, I believe, is the spout. Let's get that glue on there. I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Now this one I am going to curl because it's quite small. Even if it was enough, I'm wearing it now anyway. And get that on there. Okay, we'll just make both together at the same time, I think, because I think we'll move on to go back to that one. And this one, again, you've got a line where to put it, but it is a spout, so you do want it in a spout type of positioning, and we are going to be cutting this into a shape as well. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands and we are back to doing some cutting and stuff. I got distracted, so this is probably definitely ready. Right, so let's see, just trimming it a little. I think this is for the like spout. No, it can't be, can it? I think it is. Pretty sure we're going to join it together. We are. Right, where has the line? There it is. So I'm going to do mine up this way then. This side looks a bit better. So this is going to sit on top of our watering can, like a spout. Okay, let's put the bottom on this one. What are you eating? She's eating my plants. I moved those plants too. Little stinker. Right, I will move that. It's not like she's hungry. She's just being a monkey. And it goes on it so that at the bottom you can see the pattern. That should work quite well. She's funny. Okay, I'm going to sit my wood glue so something on it, not too heavy, I'm thinking. I'm not so sure this is going to balance well. Almost had it. Be fine till I move something. Right, let's get this one sorted. So because this has the picture, that's the way it's going to go on the outside. Oh, probably stayed for long enough. Okay, and again, we want this to go this way. I think this should be trimmed here. I don't know that it's going to be seen, but I couldn't swear to it. This is just where I haven't doubled it over particularly well, I guess. Anyway, right, so it's going to go here. And we will hold that in place. And then this is the bottom for that one, which is also going to have the decorated side at the bottom. And again, if you wanted to curl it first, you'd probably get a slightly better finish than doing it the way I am. So I'll put that to one side to dry while we get on with our watering can. Okay, so it's probably fine. So we're going to pop this in, like so. Probably doesn't need a ton. So I think I want that side to the front. No, this side. Although I'm not so sure it's going to make much difference. Like so. With all these bits. Then we are going to put our handle on, which needs folding over on either side and trimming before I put it on. This glue still wet on this. A little trim. Okay. And a little bit of tacky. I wonder if I can use what's on here. It's on both ends. And you are going to want to bend it somewhat in the middle. So again, you might want to bend it with a screwdriver or something, running along it. Because otherwise it's going to look very square, like I think mine is. And the handle is going to go on the back. So try and square it up best you can with the high bit at the top. I don't think it's enough glue. I tried to be conservative. See that? See how it paid off. And pop that in like so. Trying to have it as even as possible, but with a slight part to the top. Well, doesn't seem to matter. But I have moved the whole thing. Oh, come on. How difficult can it be, right? Okay, so it looks something like so. So it's kind of roughly going along the seam that we put this whole thing together with. Now I should have used super glue, huh? It's kind of saying no to me a bit. Okay, let's pop you back in. I'll put the spout on and this will be done. It just needs waiting. So the spout needs trimming at both ends. So you want it at an angle, so like a slight triangle at both sides with the same direction. That smaller one on the spout. And then this is going to stick like so, which means the seam's on the outside. I mean, how can that be good? But that is the way they have it. Maybe I just cut it wrong. No doubt, no doubt. And that's how we have that. Oh, this came undone. Alright, we're going to give this a few minutes then. Let's get this back on. It shifted. Alright, I'll be back in a moment when this had a chance to dry. Pop this bottom on. This is done. Looks alright, doesn't it? Oh, pretty cool watering can. Can see it from this side too. Got your little flowers on, or bits of flowers on both sides. Actually quite happy with that. I knew it's not perfect. Maybe I can get this in so this all can dry. But we're still going to have to wait for it to dry because we need to put flowers in this one, not in the other one, not in the watering can, but in this one. So point them upwards so the black is on the outside. And then we are going to glue this in place. You could just glue the tabs if you wanted. And then I'm going to give this a minute and I will be back. A few seconds for you guys. Actually fits quite well. Alright, let's let that dry. So it's like a made flower pot. Alright, I'm back in a mo. Okay, not sure I recorded any of that. So what I ended up doing was put in, if I'm duplicating my recording, I apologise, some green in the bottom of this little bucket, put the pink stem, had to cut it in half, and this flower on top, and that was it. Then I was cutting out, we're making a shovel, so I'd stuck the stencil to here, and I was cutting it out when I suddenly thought what I should do is measure this up first so that we get the right length. So I'm going to carry on cutting it out, and you can see where this is going. We are making a shovel, so that's left over as well. So I will carry on. So far I've done one piece. I will get there. Sorry I forgot to record. I'm pretty sure I did though. Forget. Alright, I'll be back in a sec. Alright, having cut that out, we are going to stick our stick. This piece, about halfway down on the black piece, a bit with the handle there, about down here. We are going to roll this piece here, so it will go round it. I reckon that needs more cutting in than I have done. I was trying to be careful. Maybe too careful, and that will go on which end? Pointy end, about halfway in. So we'll get that on there. just a tad. Let's turn it upside down. Okay, so it's about halfway on there, and then we are going to take this piece and have it, which way? Oh, not yet. I'm going to put this one in first, the handle. So this divided it in three basically. So you got 1, 2. I'm sure there's a precise measurement, and I'm just not doing it. Actually, it doesn't look like there is. And this will go on the top here, like so. So we'll get that going. And that is followed by that piece I was trying to pre-glue. Let's get this sitting there now. I'll end up wearing the glue before I'd done it. Maybe a tighter corner, make it a bit easier. And hold that for a minute or two. Oops, made this go crooked. Right, I'm going to leave these for a little bit, and yet again I'll be back. I'm just trying to lay that other piece, and it's probably fine. It's probably going to be really easy, and it's just me making it more difficult in my head. It sounds very diddly. Okay, and then what we will do when we get back is we will roll this around, put this bit on the top to make it look good, and then put this around there. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I had lunch, so it's had plenty of time to sit here. So all we're going to do is wrap this one round and glue it. Like so. Had some cheese. Juliet got cheese, of course. Not too much. They're not allowed too much, I don't think. I actually don't know. And then you want the bigger part towards the top, not the bottom. And that wraps around where you connected it. And that will make almost your shovel until we put that other piece on. But let's have that towards the back, shall we? Although we could make this the back, couldn't we? It doesn't make any difference really. Okay, so now we've got a little bit of a curl going on. Let's get a bit of glue on both. Well, we'll use this glue then, as I grabbed it. Really doesn't make much difference. Just this one's more messy, that's all. Okay. As we can see from the tweezers already, I've only just done it. Really wants to turn. I hope this is in a stationary position. Well, I guess it will be, it's a model. And I guess you're trying to hide the tip of that up here too. So maybe a bit higher. Try and hide that wood at the top. It's a little more awkward to do. Okay, so it looks something like so, and on the other side, something like so. Just put that up a bit more, press that down. I don't like how it looks at the back. Okay, right, now we use tacky. Now I've got myself and my tweezers all messy. And that will be our shovel. And we are on to the moment that I wasn't overly looking forward to, but we can do this. Right. No glue required. Just patience. Okay. So we need a few pieces, lots of beads. And we are going to be threading our thread, cotton, through the bead and the shady bit. Where's the start of this? Can't find this. Oh, I might not be able to do it. I can't find the end. Oh, that's because it's in here, I think. Never mind. Oh, no. Here. Oh, it might be a good excuse, guys. I really can't find the end to it. Huh. Okay, give me a moment, I'll find it. And darn it, I found it. Okay, so we need our ruler, need our scissors. We need, let's see, the first one we need is 5.5 centimeters. So we need 4 at 5.5 centimeters, 15 centimeters. Phew. Okay, and then 1 at 30. So in fact, I'm going to do the 1 first and double it over. In this particular ruler, it only goes up to 15, pretty much 16 maybe. And then I'm going to allow myself a little more because it's tying knots. I don't know how much of this you can see because the thread's probably showing us almost invisible. So they are all identical except for that long one that I've just done. And I am allowing myself more than the 15 centimeters, but we will have to measure it afterwards. So we get 4 of these ready. Oink. And there was another model, I can't remember which one I did. Oh, the bowling pin, where the measurement was really important. Might be important with this one. 3. So a lot of thread for how much we need. 4. I don't think we need it for anything else. I hope we don't. I'm not very keen on making things with thread. Because when I used to make a lot of clothes, you'd think I would be absolutely great with it, but no, not so much. Okay, then we are going to thread these. So I'll take 1. And a needle is probably the easiest way. If you can thread your, if you can put the cotton through your beads without needing a needle, then you could do that too. So basically what you want is it to go through and but I can't see enough for that. So we want it to go into our bead, which is going to go upwards like so, and then So you want it through. So these ones have a little loop at the top, you know, like from a child's. Oh man, no! Tell me that's not so. It did too. Stinker. Patience has waned already. That was quick, wasn't it? I just don't like doing this type of thing. You never got that impression at all, did you? Right. Start again. So through here. Through there again. And then hold your... Well, you want it to come out the needle anyway. Okay, so take it this far, put it in half, and tie, just twist it once, like you're doing a knot, but doing a half knot really. But you could do a full knot. Well, it started the same length. And then I will do the rest off camera. You don't want to hear me swearing, and I'm sure that's the route it will go down. And now we need both of these to go through the needle because I did it that way, and I'm sure there's a more sensible way to do it for you to go through the little cap part. Oh, can't even thread that. There we go. Wow. Brain's not in gear, guys. It's because I was scared of doing this, see? Right. Put both of them through. Put them both through the needle. Because now you want to thread them both through our bead, which you want now sitting upright. Like so. And then let's not unthread that. I want it through one end of down here. The top one, the bigger one, is going to go elsewhere. But that's what we are doing. So then you want, this is where your measurement will come in. So you want it to be 5.5 centimeters from top to bottom. No, 2.5 centimeters. So it's going to have quite a bit of play, isn't it? Because 2.5 centimeters is not a lot. And that's from the bottom, so it's going to go all the way to here. And then tie your knot and cut off any remainder. Which I obviously have a bit. I've managed to make 3 now. And you do that 4 times, and we'll come back and do the 5th one. I'll get it part threaded, the 5th one, because it starts the same way, but then it doesn't end the same way. I will get this threaded, and then you'll trim it off. So it's meant to be about 2.5 centimeters. I'd imagine mine's probably a bit longer. That's what I would guess. Well, difficulty. So what did I end up with? Four. Well, that's not good enough, is it? So, I have to work out how I can shorten it. It's too long. Probably going to have to cut it and start again. But that's the principle, and you do 4 of those. So just take 4 corners. Leave this with me for an hour, and I will be back. Okay, I've done the 4. I have it sitting here. I put a tad of glue on the end of all my knots because I don't trust myself. Anyway, the next one is the last one, and that's a big one. So let me get I have the bead on the end, but that is it at this stage. What am I doing? Okay. And then we are making it the same way as what we did. However, when I can get hold of it, we are doing this all exactly the same. This one's longer because it's going to be going through the middle of it, and you want it hanging longer for one. So it's going to go through the middle hole up there. And not only is it going through the middle hole, it then is going through another bead which wants to be glued to the top here. Okay, let's see if we can get the right measurements roughly. I did manage to shorten that other one, and most of them are, well, this one's way too short right now. Let it go a minute. Go on, out you come. You want it slightly longer than the others. Slightly. And then you've got about 1.5 centimetres up here. And it's going to go through a piece of wood, and that's what you're going to tie it to. And then come back and glue this bead at the top here. If I can get my needle through. Okay, so, and then tie a knot in this. Good times. And like I said, it's about 1.5 centimetres. Plenty of cotton. It did get quicker, by the way. I didn't find an easier way, I tried. But it did get a bit quicker, I will tell you that. And then do another knot. You'd probably, if you wanted to, thread it through again as well. And then I will probably pop a bit of glue on this as well. So it's probably not perfect, but it is kind of there. So I'm going to put 2 pieces of glue. I'm going to put a bit of glue on my thread at the top here, like so. And I'm also going to put some on the bead, like so. So just a bit up here, and a bit on the top. And that will be that, and then I'll sit it on top of my wood glue again, because that worked quite well. If I can keep it still. So this is what all I'm doing is putting it like this to make sure it doesn't. Well, that's not a lot of good, is it? I have to start this one again. Well, maybe mine will just be shorter. I don't think that's going to work, guys. I think what we will do is cut this wood. Because this just is not going to work. Not only that, my beads got caught inside. Alright, start that again, but that's the principle. Let me start this one again. Alright, I'm back. Okay, I'm not touching it, so it's got this far. It has a loose strand here, but I can deal with that. And I'm literally going to leave it there. It is longer. I'm not 100% sure how much longer, but that can come off. Right, we will do the last part and then I will let this dry and we will come back and have a look. And like I say, they left this to the very last. Yet another little plant pot, very straightforward. I'm not 100% sure why it was left till this moment. But the good news is, tomorrow we start on the framework, which is always an exciting day. Took us 9 days to get there. Not the longest build I've ever done. I have done long builds. But hopefully this will, being we've done all the small part, there's no other small parts left. I'm hoping that it just won't take long. So again, this paper here was 3 by 2 centimeters, and then I just cut it into the triangles as normal. And then I am going to put some glue in here, let all this dry, come back to you, show you what we've done and what exactly we will be doing to the frame tomorrow and what part of it, because it's quite a big build. Okay, I'm going to let this dry too and then I will fan it out. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, and this is what we've done today. So this is our light, it works fine. And it dangles like it should. It's very moving, but it actually looks quite nice. It does look rather nice. It's still obviously not fully dry yet, but the principle is there, and it is there, and it is jingly, and it does do the job. So what will be tomorrow? We will definitely be starting on the main build, so the main part of the build. We are starting with the base. We're going to put like some grand stairs on, which I'm almost certain I'm going to want to paint. We then start on the second tier, getting the base work done. Do some lighting. Hopefully, should get that far. And then we put the walls on from the bottom tier, the base, and the top, the second floor as such. So that's what we will be doing. Then we get to decorate the top floor first and finish it, which I don't think we'll be doing all of that tomorrow because there's a lot. And we'll be making more lights and things, and then we will move on. Once we've done all that, got the wiring all done, so I reckon tomorrow we'll be starting to put the frame together so it looks like a house. So hopefully we can get that far. We would have done some of the lighting, and we probably won't have connected it all at that point in time. We will see how far we get. It may not take long. You never know. Sometimes these things surprise me and they whiz through. Other times they might take forever. But like I said, I know I'm going to want to do some painting on that. So that's what we have. So thank you very much for joining me on day 8. Day 9, we start to really put this stuff together and use a lot of the little bits and pieces we've been doing. And we have a lot. So I will try and get that out for tomorrow so you can see actually how much stuff we've got that we are going to be putting in our frame, and by then all this stuff will be dry as well. So that's where we're going to go. So thank you very much for joining me. Just putting this all back onto some paper for now. I actually think the shovel worked out really well. I have made one of these before and it didn't turn out as nice as that. So, and I did fan our leaves a little bit. it's not dry yet, not fully anyway. It will be by tomorrow. All right, so thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Leave any comments that you would like. I will get back to you. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you very much for watching, and I do appreciate all those who have subscribed and have been supporting the channel. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for day 9. We are easing towards the end now. It's a bit of a trek, but we are getting there. I think we will start to see some real progress tomorrow. I'll probably be able to move the camera on out to show everything. That's the hope anyway. Big thing, take care of yourselves. Take care, guys. Bye bye.